the guy that comes up and puts his hand around your shoulder to control you, but you will have the guy that thinks that classic move of...
He's laughing because he already knows. Like, we're not that sophisticated. Thank God they invented movie theaters. Otherwise, we'd never get to this part. And maybe you're okay with this. But when the hand starts moving south without permission, this move...
As long as you can twist your torso, even if you're seated, you have the hand, you make sure you have a little bit of rotation up the shoulder to shrug, and you can twist out from this even while seated. The follow-up to that, if they were being particularly obnoxious, is to take the top and slam them forwards into the row of seats in front of you to reinforce the fact that you said they could not go to second base.
We had 2 of our students go out on a date, a guy and a girl, and he did that move. Around, hand going to, and he hit his lip right here on the back of the seat in front of him. So he came back to the dojo with this huge, and he told off on himself. She did sankajo to me while we were, I'm like, you idiot, my son's a moron. And just so we're clear, I did that for, it wasn't my son, it was his best friend.
Your brother.
And it was with my son's ex-girlfriend. She was really mad. But so that move actually works for casual, but I'd like to take this to a little bit more serious level. I mentioned before, kind of passionate about this for where I started training in martial arts. We work with a lot of women's groups and shelters for battered dependents, whether that's wives, husbands. You laugh, but it happens. My wife broke my nose. For children, one of the most common ways for people to get injured in dependent care is someone who gets angry will grab them around the throat. It's not a big street fight thing. If Billy and I are going to throw down on the street, I'm not just going to reach out and grab him by the throat and say, I hate you. Most likely I'm going to try to knock his head off. At least take the wig off. But in a domestic situation, especially when the other person's taller and bigger, it is really common for this to happen. And this is kind of a pet peeve of mine with self-defense groups, is if somebody grabs you around the throat, you're taught one of 2 basic moves. The first is to bring your arms up and drive their hands off. I'm not trying to be mean here, but normally the person choking you is bigger and stronger than you are, and you going, whoa, doesn't work very well. And if they have a good grip on your neck, if they cinch their arms in and tuck the elbows in like they teach you in Muay Thai, she's now trapped both of my hands, and all I'm left with is, no, quit it, stop. Okay? The other one is bringing your arms down over the top. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not trying to be mean, and I'm certainly not putting anybody's strength or manhood or womanhood down here, but if my wife grabbed you around the throat and you were going to go, whoa, I would let you do that. She would choke you out before you got her hands off of you. And that includes you, you're a decent-sized guy. But that's because my wife has trained in sensory removal techniques where you're not just choking, you're crushing the larynx. So you overlap your thumbs, so they're pressured. Anyway, I'm a really nice guy. If you see me on the street and you need your tire changed, talk to me, I'll help. If you want to break into my house at 3 o'clock, wrong house. Once you get past the dogs, you have to get past my wife, and if you wake me up, I'm really going to be angry. But what happens is somebody grabs you, instead of going, or beating on their arms, smarter. What we're going to do is this. Bad guy grabs. All right, that's a little. You need to be able to talk. What we're going to do is this. You're going to take, just for the sake of everybody doing this the same way so it's easier to work on for us, we're going to use our right hand. If you have injuries or obviously can't tell right from left and you use your left hand, it's okay. The move works the same. But we're going to use right hand. I want you to reach over the top of both of their arms. If this is a life or death situation, you're going to take your thumb, you're going to make a pit stop on the way across both of their arms, you're going to stick it in their eyes, squish it around a little bit, and pull it out, because that will discourage people. Okay, and if you're going, what if they have glasses? Go under. And for those of you who train religiously doing really weird things, it is possible to drive your thumb through spectacles It's really not that hard with a little bit of practice. And yes, I have too much free time on my hand. Don't judge me. Okay, you're going to reach over the top, and what I want you to do is get a hold of the pinky on their outside hand. And there's already people cringing. You're not going to do what you think. I don't want you to grab their pinky and break it. Okay? Obviously that would hurt them. But if someone's choking you, they are predominantly using their thumbs and these two fingers. That's where the leverage and the pressure is coming from. This is just kind of a space holder. They don't need it to choke you. If you break it, all you're going to do is cause them some pain and take somebody who's already trying to kill you and making them even more angry at you. Okay? That's not in your best interest. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach across, grab hold of their pinky finger. At the same time, take your other hand and you're going to bring it up the middle, palm up, like you're offering a horse an apple. Bring it up this way. Yes, life or death situation, while this thumb's going here, this fist goes here. Because again, it's discouraging. And if you go, what if they're a girl? It still hurts. Your fist striking soft tissue hurts regardless of the plumbing, okay? Well, it's not that funny. Okay, apparently it is. Her mom works at a hardware store. Plumbing jokes are real funny. All right, you're going to reach over the top, get a hold of their thumb, and bring this hand up. Palm up, and bring it right up between their arms, really close. It's going to seem silly, but if you get this part wrong, the move doesn't work very well. If you get it right, this is easy. That's step one. Step number two, you're going to bend their pinky back and down at an angle. At the same time, you're going to push with this shoulder, kind of roll into it. You're going to pry this hand off of your neck. You're going to put the back of their hand right on top of your other hand. That's why it's strategically located.
Just so you can see really easily.
Oh, we're doing a cutout view.
When he pries the pinky back, this hand is up, and he pushes with his shoulder. He's simply pulling this down to right here. Very small motion. You're taking the hand, putting the back of it into your other hand. If you need to reach up slightly with that one, it's not a, I can't make their hand reach my other hand. Your other hand still moves.
This moves. Elevator goes all the way to the top floor. Okay, back guy grab. Step one, grab their pinky, bring this up. Step two, small move. But you can do this, watch. Grab onto their hand. Now let go of their pinky. It has served its purpose. You don't have to make a big motion. It's not world wrestling. Okay, just let go of their pinky and put this on top. This should look really familiar from here. Step three, straighten it up. The reason why this is important is if somebody grabs you, you get home, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever it is, they're mad at you and they just grab you and start shaking. You have to, breathing is important.
I like it.
Okay? This move, done this way where we're out in the open, doesn't, yeah, I'm going to set into it a little bit because I'm taller than she is and it gives me a leverage advantage. So I can do this really easy. Doesn't matter what the other hand's doing because as soon as you straighten it up, it's going to turn them off of you. What makes this move gold for teaching in shelters is this. Up against the wall. And now she's pushing hard enough and you see the ledge. I have no leverage at all. If you're looking at this from the side, the wall's the only thing keeping me from falling on my butt. But I want you to watch how this move works. Bring this up, bring this here. Now she's putting the pressure on. Obviously, I'm not. You can see from the side. Watch the move. Step two, turn.
Oh!
I don't even get to do the cool part because she's already on the ground. We were in DC, same group of people, and I had an instructor who was your size. Go, that wouldn't work on me. I'm like, sir, please. And Jill's like, ooh, let me do it. And I'm like, no, because my wife will hurt you. I'm like, all right, go ahead. I'll do this, and I'll be gentle. And he's like, right. And I can't talk because he's actually squishy. So I'm like, face is turning purple, and I'm trying to do this slow enough everybody can watch. It's like, went all the way to the ground, and he knocked the wind out of himself. So we actually had to move him to keep going with the class. Like, I'm really sorry for those of you who thought that was a plant. Obviously not! Because my students know how to fall. My wife does too. She fell for me.
Aww.
Alright, so what we're going to do, and working with people who have been attacked and choked, sometimes you develop a huge phobia about having someone's hands around your neck. And if you're one of those people, and I don't mean that tickles, stop, grow up. I know that didn't go over well in Anime Con, did it? Never mind, don't grow up, just do the move anyway. But if you're one of those people and you actually can't let somebody put their hands around your neck, if you're working with somebody like that, instead of putting your hands on their neck, put them on their collarbone. Okay, because it doesn't trigger the same reflex and trigger the same trauma for people who've been abused. Hands on the collarbone, and it's also high enough if you're working with a lady who, again, body parts are different. It still keeps your hands out of the danger zone. I made a Kenny Loggins reference.
Rodney added to our schedule on there. We have this room till 4 o'clock.
4? None of these people are going to stay that long. Look, we're going to...
It just means that after we choke each other, there's time for another really cool variation on this.
Oh, yeah. The knife disarm.
Oh, we went shiny,
All right.
Now they're excited.
So, this is what I'd like you to do. You're going to work nice with your partner and communicate. If your partner actually has that issue about, don't put your hands on my neck, on the collarbone. Remember what I said about height being in the right? Okay. Here, and the move works identical. 1.
Over the top. Think about stabbing them in the eye, but don't do it.
You can play the movie in your head.
Get the pinky, other hand up. Step 2, push with your shoulder, turn into it while you pry their hand down and over. Step 3, up and twist. I'm trying to be nice.
As soon as we get that part, because getting the finger back and across is a lot easier than it's going to be the first time you try it. You'll get it figured out. As soon as you get that, so that you get their hands off your neck, because that's the most important part. If you can breathe, you have time to figure out your next step. If you can't breathe, that's kind of a game over. Thanks for coming, shrink tip your waitress. Better luck in your next incarnation.
Hi.
Okay, let them hurt each other. Where'd my soda go?
Back there by your clock.